The ICF Canoe Sprint World Championships are brought to you by the Province of Ontario, the Government of Canada, and Tourism Niagara.
And up next is race 115, the A final of the junior men's C2 1,000 meters.
Well, I'm really excited about this race. We've got Jeremy Stott and Evan Besmer, the Canadian crew in lane number 2. Watch out for these boys, they are pumped. In lane number 1 from Poland, Alexander Kitowski and Thomas Barniak. Lane 2, the Canadians, Jeremy Stott and Evan Besmer, and their coach Kyle Jeffrey has these boys ready to roll. Lane number 3 from Russia, Shirinkin and Leonatev. And lane number 4, the Ukraines, Manzyuk and Mischuk. Lane 5, the Hungarians, Christoph Hott, Jonathan Hadju. In lane 6, the German entry, Mark Keller and Mark Dunkel. Lane 7 from Romania, Danit George and Christian Dausku. Lane 8 from the Czech Republic, Hadjic and Hadjic. And lane 9, the surprising Mexicans who drove 5 days in a van to get to these championships, Daniel Velasco and Martin Silva. A real feel-good story for these young guys.
And the boats are all just lining up, approaching the boot. It's a stressful time. They're all taking deep breaths, getting focused, getting into the zone, and thinking about the start and how they have to stay forward and powerful for about the first 10 meters.
Well, Stott and Besmer are attempting to become the first Canadian crew to win a medal in this race for Canada since 1991, when Attila Budai and Mike Orshak spun it into gold at the Junior World Championships. But get ready, these boys look pumped, and Jeremy Stott, you know he wants us, and there's Evan Besmer. He keeps the boat controlled, he keeps that boat down the middle of the lane. Their coach Kyle Jeffrey has told me these boys are ready.
So keep an eye on Canada up at the top of your screen. Blue boat, red shirt. Ukraine in the middle will also be strong, but Hungary in the white boat in the middle of your screen, lane 5 with the green jerseys will be very strong, as will Germany, black boat, white top. Those are the favorites in the middle, but I think Canada up in lane 2 has a real shot at a medal if they can race like they did 2 days ago.
Yeah, it's really tough in this event, and you can see the start. And look at the Canadian boys jumping off the start. They're going to need to sustain that pace the whole way through. They're going to have to power it home using their backs and their big muscles.
Watching the Canadian boat now, you'll see that it's bouncing quite a bit off the line. All the crews will do that. The boat bounces off the line, and then you have to settle it down. In a canoe, it is imperative that you find a nice travel speed. You have to keep that boat smooth. You can see that the Canadian guys were already getting that smooth boat. Here's a nice view of the Hungarians. Look at how smooth their boat is. No rocks left and right. Very, very centered with their body weight. That is a strong, strong junior C2, but the Canadians are right in the mix near the top of your screen. They are fighting, but the Hungarians now look like they are leading by just a little bit over the rest of the field.
The Canadians are going to have the race of their lives. Evan Besmer and Jeremy Stott are really going to have to pour it on. They've got the Burlow Canoe Club and the Mississauga Canoe Club out here in full force as they cheer them on here today.
Yeah, these guys are excellent paddlers. I was fortunate enough to win a World Championship medal with their coach, Kyle Jeffries, and we were talking the other day about how strong these guys are, and he said if they have a good race that they will be there and they will be contenders. But right now, Hungary is leading. Hungary has a boat on the rest of the field. They're in a nice rhythm. You can see how smooth their boat is. They have a nice connection, nice rhythm, driving that boat with the hips.
Well, Hadju and Kaut are out in front, but Besmer and Stott got to control themselves, focus on their race plan. They're up there in lane 2 in the blue boat. They're in about 4th or 5th. They've got fitness on their side. Jeremy Stott comes from a long lineage of strong paddlers. They're ready.
Yeah, they are sitting right around 5th place right now. They had a strong finish earlier. I'm sure they'll have another strong one. They're not the biggest guys out there, but they're definitely some of the fittest. Going through the 500, it is Hungary by a boat and a half over lane 4, Ukraine, followed closely by Russia. And then it looks like Germany or Romania, and then the Canadians in 5th, but Hungary now about a boat and a half over the rest of the field. Ukraine in 2nd and Russia in 3rd. The Canadians are right there though. They are within striking distance. They just need to move up a little bit, and once they hit these red buoys, it's about 400 meters left, and they know that they're going to need to start pouring it on a little bit at this point.
And at the bottom of your screen, Tom, in lane number 7, here come the Germans, Tobias Waltz and Maximilian Zenker. And here comes on the far outside the Slovakians, as well as they're moving up.
Some good crews there. Watch the Hungarian boat. Here are our leaders. Look at how smooth that boat is moving. That's a very, very connected junior C2. The C2 is extremely difficult to paddle well. There is a lot of momentum, but one little misstroke and you lose that momentum and the boat just shuts right down. It's impossible to get it back. They're through the 3/4 mark. Those are some fast splits, very fast splits. but the Hungarians are leading at the 200-meter mark. It is Hungary by a boat over Ukraine, and then the Russians in third, but fighting hard are the Czech athletes in lane 8. They are moving up on the inside in the dark boat, but it is still Hungary. Hungary is out in front.
And look at the surprising Mexican crew in lane number 9. Daniel Velasco and Martin Silva are challenging for bronze right now. Here they come, the last 100 meters.
It looks like Hungary is still out. With about 70 meters left, Hungary is winning this, but there is a big fight on for silver. Look at the Russians up in lane 3. The Russians are closing. The rate is up. They've picked it up in the last 50 meters, and the Russians are challenging the Hungarians. It's very close, and so is the Czech Republic. Will the Czech Republic get third? I don't know. They are closing quickly on the Ukrainian athletes, but it is Hungary first, Russia second, and Ukraine third. Very good race. And the Canadian boys are coming in now close to the top half of the field. That was an excellent race for our junior boys. Watch the middle of your screen. The white boat in the middle. The Hungarians have a brilliant, brilliant start. Their boat just rocking up and down, back and forth a little bit on those initial power strokes, but as they smooth it out through the acceleration phase, they find a great rhythm. You can see it here at the 500-meter mark. How far ahead they are. A boat and a quarter ahead of the field, just pulling away every stroke, so connected through the hips, through the legs, driving that boat forward, keeping it smooth, and they maintain that through the finish. But the Russians have a very strong last 200, take second place from Ukraine. Ukraine a solid third, and a good fight by the Czech Republic for fourth.
And there's your winners, the Hungarians. You can see these boys are spent, very fit. A very nice race for these guys. Well done.
And the results for race 115, the A final of the junior men's C2 1,000 meters. Hungary with a 3:39. That is a fast time for a junior boat. Russia less than half a second behind in second place, and Ukraine in third with a 3:41. Great times all around. Canada a strong showing in seventh place. And now here's Paul with the winners on the dock.
I'm here with Christoph Kott and Jonathan Hayu from Hungary. Out of breath, having a nice hug here. Tell us how it's going. World champion.
Yeah, it's amazing feeling. We did this.
Any thoughts on how that race went for you?
How the race? It was really good. I was a little bit tired because the C1, but it was awesome. It's really good.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.